So if you watched our previous video, that's why you're here, to learn about foam rolling. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link below in the description, and you can go and read through all the benefits and the science behind why foam rolling is actually better for you than static stretching. The way I like to foam roll is starting at my feet and working up my body. So the first thing we're going to hit is our Achilles tendons. So placing the foam roller underneath your Achilles tendon, we're just going to bend the knee back and forward, a little bit of pressure through the Achilles tendon, rotating your foot inwards and outwards, so you're getting both sides of the tendon. If you want to add a little bit more weight, you can take your other leg and put it over the top, and now we're putting more pressure down through the Achilles tendon. You can roll all the way up right into the point where it starts to hit your calf muscles. Back and forward, and let's do 10 strokes back and forward on both sides. Next thing we want to do is move on to our calf muscles. Calf muscles, we've got 3 muscles in the calf, the soleus, which is in behind, and the 2 gastrocs, one on the inside, one on the outside. Big meaty muscles. Same movement, we can put the foam roller right under our calves, and we're just bending the leg back and forward so we get some movement going to that calf muscle. Again, rotating the foot inward and outward to vary the pressure from one side to the other. If you'd like to add more pressure, we're going to take our other leg, put it over the top. Next, we're going to move up to the glutes. So the glutes is an interesting one. We've got 3 layers of glute muscles, and we want to stretch those muscles out so that we can penetrate through them. And the best way to do that is do a figure 4 position. So a figure 4 position is when we take our ankle, we put it over the top of our knee, and we make this number 4 here, and we're going to put the foam roller right under the working glute. Rolling back and forward. Doesn't really matter what way you put the foam roller, we can have it in this orientation. If I wanted to, I could turn it around and go back and forward, and again, moving your glute around, trying to find all the little hot spots or the trigger points through your glute. If you're new to rolling, I'd recommend starting with the foam roller in your glutes, but for a little bit more advanced foam rolling, we can take something like a softball sized massage ball, and we can do the same thing. The benefit of this type of ball is we're going to get more penetration through the muscles. Same position, we're going to put our figure 4 position on, put the ball under the glutes, and you can really start to move around and feel that ball getting nice and deep. Go outside on the wide area of your glutes, out towards the outside of your hip, back into the middle. If you find a little spot, you can stop on it, move back and forward a little bit, do both sides, 10 or 15, 20 rotations, whatever feels comfortable to you. Next, we're going to move up to the lower back. So when we're talking about the lower back, we're talking about both sides here at the lower back. The way we do that is put the foam roller here on our mat, and we just slightly rotate onto that one side. You don't want to be on the spine. So we just put pressure up on this lower back, little small movements, moving just onto the tops of the crest of your pelvis. Again, 10 strokes both sides. We're going to do one side, and then we're going to do the other. Next one we're getting to is the middle of the back, what we call a thoracic spine. And this is one of my favorites, especially if you sit a lot at work or spend a lot of time on your bike. This is really going to start to loosen up that middle part of the spine. The way we do this one is we put the foam roller just below our shoulder blades. So you can lean back here, you can feel the foam roller just below the shoulder blades. If you bring your arms down like this, we're going to take our hands together, put them over the top of our head like this, and then just reach up, lift our hips up, and we go back and forward through the middle of the back. A great technique is to drive the elbows together as much as you can, and that'll help pull the shoulder blades out of the way and get into more of the musculature which is surrounding the spine. Oh, that feels good. again, you can move around a little bit to access the areas you want to get to. We're moving on now to the deltoids, the back of the shoulder here. In this one, we want to extend our arm, have our palm facing up towards the sky, and you can get the foam roller in behind this meaty bit on the back of your shoulder, and we're just going to push into the back of that. Keep that palm facing upwards. Again, 10 strokes up and down, loosen that up. Remember to do both sides when you're doing that. So that's the back side of our body. Now we're going to roll over and we're going to target the one area which I think contributes to a lot of people's problems, and it tends to be the issue, not the symptom, is your quadriceps. Certainly riding a bike and sitting a lot tends to tighten the hip flexors and the quadriceps. So we really want to target this muscle right down the middle here of the quadricep. It's called rectus femoris. It connects across the top of the kneecap, interplays with the hip capsule quite a lot. And we're going to target that by rolling over onto our stomachs, and we're going to put the foam roller underneath our quads. The best place to start is with the foam roller just above your kneecap. And then we're going to push backwards, feel that squeezing in to the quadricep. And one of the things we can do is bring that edge of the foam roller up here to the hip capsule, bend that leg, and we can really start to get into that hip capsule. And the hip capsule certainly tends to play a bit of an issue with people feeling tight, and probably contributes to a lot of stuff, including lower back pain that people have problems with. So again, up in the hip capsule, and then from the knee all the way through the quad. Find those little spots, rotate around, inwards, outwards a little bit, and that'll help you loosen up that quadricep. Oh, that feels good. So the final exercise we want to target after dealing with rectus femoris and the quadriceps here is we want to access the adductors on the inside here of the leg. And a lot of people experience issues with these being overly tight, so we want to get in with the foam roller and try and loosen those up. The best way we're going to do that is lying down with the foam roller. I'm going to take the foam roller and put it in the same direction that our body is lying. We're going to lift our hip up here to 90 degrees. I'm going to put the foam roller right out on the edge of the knee, right where that meaty part of your knee is. And then we're just going to push down with our body weight into the inside of the leg, go back and forward. You can reposition yourself and really get up high and towards the groin. Big long strokes. Once again, we're going to do 10 on each side. I hope that makes you feel better. It's that simple. Foam roller. Really easy to get through, quick little process. You don't have to spend a lot of time doing it, but like all things, if they're done consistently, you will get the benefits. Best time to do your foam rolling, in my opinion, is just before you go to bed, because when you go to bed, hopefully you're in there for 6 to 8 hours. You're non-weight bearing, so loosening the muscles up before you become non-weight bearing tends to be pretty beneficial, and it also has a great effect on your central nervous system, down-regulating the central nervous system, and helps you sleep. Done once a day would be good, twice a day would be better, 3 times a day would be excellent. My expectation of nobody's excellence, but the more you do it, the more it will move the needle. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and comment below if you have any questions.